All right, everyone. So excited to guide you through just a demo instance here of Hivebrite. As Harry mentioned, we have a few different layers to our solution. The one we're looking at here is the public facing page of the community. So you can almost think of this as the window or the gates to your community. It will be available to anyone with an internet connection to be able to browse and see what the community is all about. I'll dive deeper into some of those elements in just a moment. We have the login wall, which is that space that's dedicated to your community members only. We have a variety of roles and access rights as well that we can attribute different types of experiences and personalization behind that login wall. And then last but very certainly not least, we have the admin panel. That's where the sausage is made, the magic happens. That's where the community is brought to life, not only piece by piece, but that also gives the admin teams that we work with the ability to learn and understand more about who their community members are, how they're engaging, and be able to communicate with them as well. So walking through this sample homepage here, one thing to note, Hivebrite offers a drop and drag configuration, so you do not need to do any coding with Hivebrite. I personally have not done any coding since my MySpace days, and I will leave that in the past. However, HTML encoding is available if that's your jam, if that's what you so choose. I know a lot of the marketing and communications teams that we work with love this front-facing page because it offers the ability to highlight some member stories, testimonials. You can dress this page up as maximalist or as minimalist as you'd like. One thing as well, one of my personal favorite features of Hivebrite here is a preview into the directory module in Hivebrite. So this is a member map. Now, because we're in front of the login wall, I'm not able to see any identifying information about these members yet. But even for the 14 strong that are in the corner of Oregon, Washington, and Idaho, for example, I can see that there's almost a little mini community of peers right in my backyard. Makes it more relevant for me as I'm considering to be able to join the community, learn what it's all about, making sure that even prospective members feel heard and understood as part of this community experience. In terms of the privacy of communities that we support, we do have invite-only communities. So if you know who your members are and want to send them some fancy email invitations when it's time to roll out the community, you can. We also have a request to join functionality. If you wanted to open registration to prospective community members, you can configure a form here. All of these fields are up to you and up to business preference as well. So you can get an alert when someone's looking to join. You can review their application here, choose to approve or perhaps deny any members as you see best fit. And then last but certainly not least, some Hivebrite clients as well elect to have a little bit more of an open community, so you can choose to auto-approve everyone who's looking to join. Because Harry aptly said we are a global company that powers global communities, we offer multilingualism here at Hivebrite. We have 26 available platform languages, including English, of course. But this allows the platform to be translated, and we also offer a translation plugin as well for peer-to-peer communications. In case those of different primary languages need to interact, collaborate, network with one another, we offer some translation mechanisms as well to bring those populations together a little bit more closely. But without any further ado, we'll take a look at the login experience. Hivebrite offers social sign-on, single sign-on, as well as standard username and password. We have LinkedIn, Facebook, Google, and/or Apple credentials. Our ultimate goal, we want to make sure that members have a really seamless time logging into the platform, accessing the community, and getting started on their engagement journey. Without any further ado, we'll take the community escalator down one level deeper into a sample members only environment that we're taking a look at here. We'll start with the nav bar on Hivebrite. This navigation bar is configurable, so you can snooze, activate, rename, reorder these engagement modules as you see best fit. They can include links back to your website, partner's website as well. Great way to configure some verbs in here as well to get your members excited, incentivized to be able to engage deeper. As Hivebrite is a fully branded community platform, we can help configure the look and feel of your community as well to match your existing brand story. So logos, colors down to the individual hex code, really great way to invoke a tone as well that you're looking to set for the engagement environment here. Now for this screen, what we're looking at is just a sample welcome experience. So this is in the instance of a returning user. I have already activated my account on the sample platform here. You can configure an experience for members where they can see essentially all in one screen discussions that are going on in the community, events that you would like them to sign up and register for. the ability to start connecting with other members, and even dive deeper as well into some groups and subchapters. This experience is configurable, so you can adjust the order and types of content that we're seeing here. And furthermore, it can be segmented as well to different, or personalized rather, to different community segments that you offer. So whether you offer an alumni community, maybe that current student experience is going to look a little bit different. You have a variety of mechanisms and controls as well to be able to personalize their home screen from right when they log in. We also do offer a welcome experience and journeys, which is essentially an onboarding or a little mini course or content pathway that you can land your community members on when they activate their accounts for the very first time. They may not know yet exactly where to go and what to do. On the ease of use front for Hivebrite, we typically say any end user who's comfortable using Facebook is going to be comfortable using a Hivebrite community platform. But this journey is a great way to really hold new members' hands through what the community is all about. Maybe you want to introduce them with a nice testimonial, lay out the rules of road and engagement for the community. And then those last few steps, maybe you want to make sure that your member's profile is up to date, have them go ahead and introduce themselves on the feed, sign up for their first event. All of these steps can be configured by you in making sure that it's relevant for your community so that new members are able to get onboarded quickly. We have a variety of other use cases for these journeys functionalities. You could think of them as a course light, but they also work really great for pre and post event checklists, trainings, member spotlights, many creative ways as well to be able to leverage this module for further engagement if you wanted to walk your end users through a sequence pathway of content. But without any further ado, the community is all about the users, so let's go ahead and give them their due shine here. Let's check out the user profile in Hivebrite. We do offer custom and unlimited profile fields in our platform. This offers the admin teams that we work with to get a really good sense on who their community members are, what they specialize in, what they're looking for from the community. These profiles are also very meant to be self-service by the end users themselves. So in case they move, they get a new job, they have a new volunteering experience, they can go ahead and easily be able to update this on their own. And then all of this information as well will be updated in the administrative panel that's accessed by our community admins. We do offer badging in Hivebrite, so this can be a great way to credential members based on a variety of different criteria, whether those are engagement milestones, demographics, for instance, or leadership positions. In case there are committee leaders, chapter chairs, and heads, for example, you can provision them with your own custom imagery and badge that can appear here on their profile. Now, because Hivebrite is a dual headquartered company in both the in the EU as well as the US, we take our European heritage pretty seriously here. So we have a variety of privacy settings that are able to be configured by your end users. Really important in particular for support communities, communities that have ultra high net worth individuals as well, who typically prefer more of that privacy. This is something that they can update on their own time at the individual line item. All same rules apply for types and frequency of notification settings in the platform. The digests that they're receiving, email notifications as well that they can configure. One thing to also note from this member profile here is that the networking journey for your community's end users can get started from right within their own page. So if they do have a certain topic or specialty that they're interested or experienced in, they can go ahead and click these tags. And because we're behind that login wall, I can see other information about my community members. We also have configurable directory filters, so that allows your end users to make very granulated and fine-tailored search on the experts that they're looking for in the platform. Typical next steps, they can go ahead and send a message to their other community members here. You see here that we have another Pokemon Master. Hivebrite accepts one-to-one as well as group messages in our platform. We can always use a little bit more group chats in our lives. But Harry, happy to hear from you if you've heard from our clients being able to leverage this global directory in a creative way.
Absolutely. I think a really interesting use case, which I sort of came to see the other day, was the Obama Foundation. Definitely my favorite example of this in motion. And when the community manager was describing how Hivebrite's added value to their project and the mission, she actually highlighted that members knew that they were a part of a global network, but literally had no way of finding these people. Sounds like quite a straightforward thing to fix, I know. Um, and that by working with Hivebrite, it enabled the leaders to then find everyone on the directory. And the directory itself actually became one of their main databases for managing members. So it was almost two-pronged and had a bit more depth to it in the sense that, yes, it was allowing great connections to happen and keep up relationships. But also, from an admin's point of view, it was allowing them to manage that database in one place. I thought that was a really powerful example, actually, of the importance of the directory.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think it's brought to life as well when the end users of communities typically tend to be on the road or they're a very mobile audience. Now, to clarify, we are not geo-tracking anyone to the grocery store on this directory, so this is all preset location that members feel comfortable in sharing. But especially if they're traveling around in-person events, they can update their location. So this map almost becomes essentially a living, well, breathing organism of its own in the community. All right. Let's chat a little bit more about feeds in Hivebrite. Now, with what we've been looking at in terms of a member directory, feeds, custom pages, welcome experiences, these can be configured on the global level of the community. So that brings together all of your end users in one space. We also do have the ability to provision groups or subchapters as well. For this live feed, there are a variety of use cases and how our clients typically leverage this. For some, they prefer to have this more as just a top-down announcement stream from admins. For others, they prefer for their end users to be able to mobilize on things like their own events, create their own trips, invite others to join. So a lot of flexibility here to be able to tailor this feed in accordance with the needs of your community. We do also offer the ability for event registration in Hivebrite, one of our more common features and functionality that our clients typically leverage. Now, these can be arranged as well in a variety of different mechanisms because we love our atlases, our maps here at Hivebrite. This is particularly powerful to leverage for those in-person events and point of view. But ultimately, we want to make it really easy for the end users of our community to discover events that are relevant for them. Typically, those hyper local events and programming can live on the group level, but for those larger conference style announcements as well, maybe it's more appropriate to go ahead and be able to advertise that to the entire community to go ahead and sign up to join. We do offer a couple different types of registration configuration in our platform. So we offer free events, we offer virtual, paid, and hybrid events. For our monetization, Hybrid directly integrates with Stripe. So for our customers that already have a Stripe account, pretty simple for them to go ahead and upload their Stripe account details in the back office of Hybrid. They can start creating these pages for events and membership opportunities as well, and they're good to go to start collecting some payments from there. In terms of ticketing, we have a lot of flexibility on different types of tickets at Hivebrite, whether it's visibility settings, whether it's quantity settings as well that you want to attribute to certain tickets. Time and date options are really popular as well, particularly for those early bird tickets if you want to incentivize folks being able to go ahead and purchase those in a timely manner, for instance. All registration done right through our platform. Really easy to go ahead and be able to fulfill that transaction. They don't need to leave to another page or tab to complete their registration. These pages are also flexible because they can include HTML components. So if you want to include buttons to certain speaker bios, typically those are going to be user profiles on Hivebrite. A lot of our clients as well have embedded videos or podcast files as well to blend that type of multimedia in this event experience. Our goal with Hivebrite, we really want to be able to transform that engagement for you, be able to supercharge these events so that they exist more than just in the registration transaction portion. In terms of the operation of these events, end users can go ahead and add these to their calendar if you give them the opportunity to do so and provision that type of permissioning. We also have trigger-based email notifications. So when I go ahead and sign up for this event, I can get an automated confirmation email, a reminder email, even a cancellation email should that occur as well. So for a lot of teams that are doing that manually for right now, definitely going to be a time saver for them to be able to have some automation behind this. For more of our communities who support things like innovation and ideation, our research communities, particularly in the healthcare and science space, they'll get a lot of engagement and leverage out of these forum modules. This is going to be pretty similar to threaded and Reddit style conversations here, where I can optimize for upvotes. I can quickly see those best answers. Most importantly, as well, I can follow along the topics that I'm interested in learning about so that I can get notifications sent to my email inbox. I can get an in-app and even a mobile app push notification as answers start rolling in. So many different ways to offer those types of personalized notification experiences. I go ahead and create a conversation in here. I can include multimedia, so videos, images, attachments, cover images as well to add some vibrancy to the space. It's not just a big wall of text. But Harry, as well, if you've kind of heard or understood from the work that our clients have been doing, some creative ways to leverage this discussions module, happy to hear a little bit more from you.
Yeah, actually, just as you were speaking there, Lindsay, one did come to mind, which I found really interesting as we were working through the process. It's actually with another software company, and they came to us with the challenge of a lot of straightforward, dare I say it, or simple questions being posed to their client success team, and they were building a customer community within Hivebrite, and they actually used the forums module as a bit of an FAQ between members. Started off as just an idea that was bounced around during the demo, but when it came to fruition, they were seeing that it was taking an awful lot of pressure off their client success team by being the first point of call for customers to go in, see if other customers had raised those questions, see, as Lindsay was showing, you can share various bits of content in that thread. So perhaps even seeing a quick recording as to how you can address those challenges. I think it really stood out to me, actually, Lindsay, because it wasn't necessarily the conventional way in which communities use forums, but it was really, really powerful to see.
Like that a lot. Great way to ensure that those types of conversations are discoverable, right? So if I have a question, first step is typically going to take a look at whether it's been asked before. The ability to target those individuals as well who can help provide a tailored response to me. And then third leg of that wooden stool is typically those notifications, right? So I can be updated as those new answers come in. For the last portion that we'll take a look at today on our product tour, this is Hivebrite's groups functionality, variety of different use cases for these as well, whether these are industry and topic-based groups, DEI groups, city chapter, locations, even country groups. In Hivebrite, there's no limit to the amount of groups that our clients can have. They can look as much or as little as the global level of the community as they'd like, and that really just depends on the needs of the group. Some groups that we see are typically more designated discussion based. Others have their own event meetups, even mentorship opportunities, mentorship programs, job opportunities as well can live in these segmented spaces. Particularly for those events, we have many resources and content repositories as well, where if we wanted things like event recordings to go ahead and live on in their infamy, really easy way to be able to find and discover this type of content and be able to engage on it as well. I know that the teams we work with like to leverage this type of content repository because it really extends the shelf life of the materials that they're publishing and allows that engagement to keep going on these materials. We have a variety of visibility settings that we support on groups as well. So we can have open groups that are available to browse and join. We can have a request to join functionality for groups where users would need to be approved by an admin. And then last but certainly not least, we have hidden or invisible groups that are invite only, great typically for the board groups that leverage this type of module. If you'd like to learn more on groups, feel free to reach out to myself or Harry. We're happy to set up a demo with you and walk you through the platform or anything that we took a look at today.